Socio-Emotional Learning Through Arts by Nimo Patel. Nimo resides at the Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad, India, where he focuses on helping nurture the life journeys of underprivileged children. He is a lover of all beings and a world-renowned musician who is invited across the world to share his message in music of peace and oneness. Nimo, very excited to have you here. Over to you for the session.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And so blessed always to be a part of this Teach for India family. I will get right into my sharing by sharing the screen. So, so we're starting here with this idea of using arts for social emotional learning. And what I wanted to do was take you guys on a little of my own journey for the next 10-15 minutes and share with you some of my learnings. So what I plan to do is share 4 elements. One is my personal journey in the arts, using arts as a tool of transformation for our children. What are the learnings from there? The practices that we can incorporate, and ultimately in the end, what I like calling what are the seeds we can plant. So, like to say, from the arts to the heart. Many times I like to use the word heart as the word art instead, because it has the word inside of it. But using the arts, as I think we've heard here before, that as a vehicle, right, to arrive into the hearts of our children. To me, the idea is that if we can connect at a heart level with our kids, then we're able to actually access a space that we can love, mentor, and share with them. So in my journey, there have been a few different programs that I've had the blessing to be a part of. And that's just what I'm sharing here, a few pictures of an album that we had a chance to record here at Manav Sadhana called Let Them Sing, giving children a platform to create their own music studio experience, and then ultimately a brand and an album that we can kind of put out in the world with their story and their name. Ekatva was this journey for 3 years with 16 kids to embody, at least try to embody and learn what it means to be one together. But through the performance and creation and performance of a 90-minute stage performance that we ended up touring in India and then in the US and the UK. And our Hearts program here at Manav Sadhana is just this idea of incorporating holistic education using arts, performing arts, visual arts, singing, dancing, through Empty Hands Music, which is a nonprofit that I have in America. The idea of creating workshops, events, school assemblies, performances where the music that I have a chance to write and share connects with children at a level where the values within the songs are able to be shared by the teachers, practiced. The messages are practiced through the incorporation of not only listening and engaging in the music, but also practicing it at a level of experiential learning. So whether it's a song called Being Kind, then how are we practicing kindness? So really trying to integrate performance with workshops and actual experience. And then the bottom is Jay Jagat, which is another 3-year journey with 17 children in creating a performing arts dance drama show that we ended up touring around the world. So these were different, for me, vehicles in engaging and connecting deeply with children. And in that deep connection, in that relationship building, having the best opportunity to actually plant seeds of the values that I and that we as an organization here deeply believe in, because of that close connection. So it's really amazing to have seen that process of, I think 2 things in our communities that we work with: food and nutrition and the arts are these glues that children are immediately connected to. And because of that, they're willing to spend time. And through that process of connecting in the journey of creating something exciting that they're passionate about, that allows them to almost go in a different meditative state, kind of sometimes, which is the opposite sometimes the academics does, it allows them to open up, the walls come down, and they're able to be their best selves, or be their most awakened selves. So that's what I want to share here, that in the process, I think these are some of my biggest learnings, that through arts, we're able to open up the heart of ourselves, of a group that we're working together with, and break down the walls. And it's a day-to-day journey. I think a lot of times I've experienced in working with our children that there's a lot of walls due to past conditioning, due to personal challenges at home, due to previous academic journey. And the idea of engaging directly day to day or week to week on a process of focusing on creation of art, those walls start to break down and peel off. And little by little, over the journey of weeks and months, we're connecting at a very different frequency and different vibration. And that allows us to build real deep relationships. And what's been amazing is not only with the children, but with the parents of the kids in our communities. And I've seen that little by little, building that trust engages the parents in a deeper level where they start trusting. And then it's, however you want to use that trust, it's so, it's like fertile soil, right? To be able to then plant the seeds of the values that we deeply believe in, the ethic, the work ethic, the discipline, the way of engaging in education, the way of engaging in personal relationships. All of those become very, very accessible. So even though I think the projects that I have worked on have been more long-term projects, at a minimum of 6 months of deep engagement, I think, to me, it is a long-term journey in terms of building relationship, trust, love, and that ultimately that surrender that children have sometimes when they really believe in their teachers or in their mentors or the people that really care for them. And at that point, then, to me, the most important thing is not the art. It's actually the fact that we're connected in art, but that we can now really focus on how do we be our best selves? How do we be our best human beings? So obviously there's a million ideas of what type of art form we can use, right? Whether write a poem, sing a song, create visual arts, work on a performance, and 1,000 other things. So the ideas could be endless, but to me, the idea is how do we use that real estate? When I say real estate, I'm talking about the time, the connection, the bond, the trust, the relationship that we have with the children while we are working on art together. And to me, that periphery is where I feel a lot of magic unfolds. These are just small examples of where I feel like planting seeds in our journey of the arts, whether it's sitting in a circle of sharing or connecting with animals, or focusing on discipline and engaging in respect of the environment by simple things like putting our slippers in a straight line. This picture here of Chandani is us at the Darpana Academy of Performing Arts. After practice, we told Malika Sarabhai that we would like to clean the restrooms after practice out of our our expression of gratitude. So after practice, myself and the boys would clean the boys' bathroom, the girls would clean the girls' bathroom, and then we would go to the park across the street, clean the park before we sat for our snack and our prayer and sharing. So these small things, again, are on the periphery. The art form is there at the hub, but to me, the value add is in these experiences. Taking so many opportunities to go practice acts of kindness. So if we don't practice our performance or our choreography for that day, to me, that's fine, and we'll perfect that at some point, but we need to take time for the kids to realize that this is also as or more important, to practice kindness, to learn, to connect with family. And to me, these are the seeds that we are able to plant in the fertile ground of engaging in art together. I'll give this small example here. So Mamta, who's on the right-hand side, is playing Malala in a 90-minute dance drama show that we created called Jai Jagat. And on the left was when we were engaging in trying to understand who Malala is. And it was a journey because Mamta never really spoke English. So this was an engagement to have her not only learn English, but then try to learn who Malala is, and then try to capture that spirit, her braveness, her courage, her capacity to break through the walls that are blocking her. And before you know it, within about 3 or 4 months, she was really engaging deeply in Malala's Nobel Peace Prize speech. That's what we were working on. And as we continued on her journey, she really blew people away as she shared this speech, playing Malala's character on stage in front of thousands of people across the world when we did the show. But the real challenge, I think, came when we got back and she finished her 10th standard, and she was choosing between science, arts, and commerce for her 11th and 12th. And it was a big process. She really wanted to do science, but didn't feel confident. And I would say maybe out of the girls in our communities, 2%, maybe 1% end up engaging in science in 11th and 12th and choosing that stream. But it was beautiful how we re-engaged into the topic of Malala and the conversation of courage and the conversation of being a pioneer, and believing in deeply believing in what you believe in, but also taking actions that are not going to be easy, that are going to have to take you out of your comfort zone. And she eventually chose to walk that path. And I deeply feel that her having played this role played a significant impact in her building that courage to be able to say yes to the science stream. And now she's finishing 12th this year and looking to take one gap year to study for the NEET exam, with her dream, which continues to be applying for the journey of being a doctor. So it's a beautiful kind of conversion of that meeting point of arts and the values and the spirit that we create through it, not through the art itself, but through the journey along the art form. And I think that's, to me, the most important part of engaging in the arts with children, especially. For me, I really believe deeply that we can use that as a platform, as a driving guide to engage them in being their best human beings by using that real estate of time, energy, and relationship that we have with them while creating art to help them grow into their best human being. So thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure being with our Teach for India family and the global family that cares about our children's education and their life journey. Love you all.
Thank you so much, Nimo. It was just great listening to you, as always. Definitely always great listening to you. And I think using arts to reach hearts of children and breaking walls around them using arts, these are some things that I am definitely taking away. But the biggest thing that touched my heart is also how you bring in values and kindness around these experiences. It's not only about this, but when you say art is in the hub, but then around that, what are the different things that you teach them so that you bring values in them and help them develop to be really good human beings? Thank you so much for sharing light on that too.